Making a video game independently is far from easy. Today we are going to talk about the challenges we faced for our GoldenEarth indie game project.
As a reminder, we are only 2 people working on GoldenEarth, and we are currently doing this project on our free time, in parallel with our full-time jobs.
We are not a studio at the moment, just 2 people trying to create a video game without any funding or any outside professional help.
The first difficulty we had to face was to define the scope of our project. It is very difficult for independents without funding for their project to find a good compromise so that the final result is something, while being achievable and not too ambitious. Today we regularly discuss this fundamental issue.
The second challenge we faced on a daily basis is lack of confidence. As our first real video game project, we spend our time asking ourselves questions and feeling like we are doing things not good enough. That is to say, not being fast enough, not technical enough, not knowing how to communicate about our game, etc. Will people enjoy our game? Are the animation good enough? Are the mechanics interesting? It's hard not to adopt, but ultimately we decided to make a game that we feel passionate about, to stay motivated and keep faith in the project.
And finally, the third major difficulty, and by far the worst, is purely technical. It's the main reason for the continuous extension of the development time of this game. During the development of GE over the last 3 years, we switched game engines twice. We started on GODOT4 in 2021 and didn't realize that the software wasn't developed enough at that time to make our game. It was too restrictive for us and not adapted to our desires.
So we went very quickly to Unity. It was a difficult learning process because Unity is a huge piece of software. Its default tools, which were supposed to make things easier for us, would often waste precious time because even though the engine is built to allow for any type of games, most Unity tools are designed for purely 2D or purely 3D games and are awkward to use for something in between.
Late 2023, Unity made an announcement about changes to its pricing model. This subject is tricky, but let's just say after years of struggling to use the engine to our specific use case, we decided to quit Unity and switch to GODOT4, which had released in the meantime. We had to rewrite the code in a different programming language and come up with new systems every time we had to switch engines and learn how to use each interface.
The good news is that we have been able to improve the code and how we work with each of these changes. GODOT4 is not without its own flaws, but we feel like it is more fitted to what we are making, and we are confident we can stick with it for GoldenEarth.
Even though we face many difficulties, we learn how to make a game and improve every day. We are also satisfied with our efforts and the result, and will continue to do our best.
Developing GoldenEarth is both an incredible experience and a real challenge. Following us on social media is enough to show your interest, and you have no idea how much it helps us and motivates us to continue.
Many thanks to everyone who follows us, and thank you for your patience.